Okay, so in this video I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rear assembly, and to do that I need to assemble the shocks. So we're going to get the shock body that I dyed black, because originally these come gray. I'm going to put a rubber seal, followed by a plastic black seal, and then one more rubber seal. And if your shocks are leaking, these are the seals that you're going to want to replace. But yeah, if you want to replace them, just do the reverse of what I'm doing to get to them. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and move on to the piston. Now in the rear shocks, the piston has this little plastic bearing, I guess you can call it, that goes on there before you slide it through here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Find the hole. Okay, then you're going to push it through. Don't want to be too mean with it or you're going to tear up those bearings. Alright, looking good. Now I'm going to use some high quality foam with a pair of pliers. I'm going to hold this still while I screw on the bottom part. You don't want to scratch this piston up, believe me, you want to keep that as smooth as possible. That's why I'm using the foam. And screw that on all the way. Make sure it's tight. And now, go ahead, get the silicone oil. Now I made a how-to video if you want to check that out to show you how to replace oil in your shock. It's not that hard. Maybe one day I'll actually show you how to completely rebuild your shock. It's not that hard. I mean, shocks are one of the easiest things to get off your RC. They're very simple. Of course, it all just comes down to you doing it and getting the experience to pull it off. So I'm going to go ahead, get the bladder, put it in the shock cap, push it in there, and then I get to screw this on. Make sure that this is all the way tightened. Come on, camera, work with me. Sorry if this camera keeps going out of focus. It seems to have a problem with that. Alright. There we go. Work that oil back and forth. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the spring brace, and these are the original stock springs. I am not going to be using these. In fact, I'm going to be using these red ones, and this will be Zeus's very first upgrade. It's already that time. Yeah, the theme of Zeus will be red. It's not going to be green. A long time ago I wanted to make a green Stampede and pretty much make the Gravedigger, but they have a kit for that. But since then I've kind of lost interest in doing that. Alright, this should slide on just like that. Now these springs are new, so they're not going to slide on so easily. There we go. Sorry about the delay. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this with the other shock. Now that the rear shocks are assembled, I can go ahead and attach them to the rear shock tower and rear A arm. So I'm going to go ahead and get one of these shoulder screws, slide it through the top shock cap, and put a washer on the other end. Then I'm going to screw this into the rear shock tower. Alright. So as soon as I finish with these shocks, the whole rear assembly will be done with. Okay. Now that that one is on, there's one more screw near the bottom. Yeah, just right there. So I'm going to go ahead, take this out, so I can screw in the lower part of the shock. go. Yes, this red's gonna look good. And I'm gonna start pretty much getting all red parts. Well, aluminum parts. I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing I did with my wrestler. And what I'm doing with Nexus. It's gonna look good. The ideas and plans that I have for this Stampede, if I can pull them off, it's going to be very nice. I don't even know how many upgrades I'm going to be getting for this thing. Only time will tell. But anyways, that is the left shock installed. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. Okay, the other shock has been installed and I am now done with the rear assembly.